What's up, everyone? You want to take your boring ATX power cable, take it to the next level? Well, stay tuned in this video. You'll find out how, and with RGB. Cue the music. Alright guys, in this video what we're going to do is we're going to go and change out the boring ATX 24-pin power connector with something that's going to give it a little bit more of customization. I know you can go and buy specific color combinations, and every time you want to go and switch it, you have to swap out the whole entire cable. Those cables can get pretty pricey, and it's kind of a pain to go and take your whole computer apart for that part to go and swap it out. Every time you open up, there's always a chance something can go and break. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to install this product, and no matter what theme you have, if it changes, and if you happen to be running an anime theme and it's a pink and purple theme, you can change it for that. If you want to change your theme and run it to be a Star Wars theme, you can change it to white or red or green or blue or whatever. The possibilities are almost endless. So like I said, this is from a company called Lian. The case it's going to go into is my case, which is a Lian. I believe it's the 011 dynamic. It is the mid-size case. So what this all includes with the 24 pin, I'll flip it around for you guys so you could just see what the box is. I got this from Newegg. I want to say it was probably around $65. A lot of the color-coded ones that you can get that you can change the color on their specific color, they are only a little bit cheaper than this, and you get one color. With this, there's an endless amount of colors that you can go and do. So we're going to go ahead and open it up right now and let you guys see what's all inside. Trying to do this with one hand as best as I can. Now they do make another connector like this, and it is for your GPU power supply. They make a couple different connectors for that. And not to have any spoilers, but you may or may not be seeing that in an upcoming video. This is extremely hard to do with one hand. There we go. So when you go ahead and open it up, what you see is the Lian controller that only comes with the 24-pin kit. It does not come with the 8-pin or the triple 8-pin GPU. So just keep that in mind. You have what I believe is the 3-pin GPU. I'm sorry, not GPU. The RGB connector to go to your computer's motherboard. The SATA power connector, which is connected to the box. That's what powers it. Some 3M tape. The replacement ones for these, which are these pieces here, if you do not want the black and you'd rather have the white. I'm actually going to swap it out to the white because I think the white on the white looks a lot cleaner. I actually have a black case and a lot of black components already, so I think this will set it off, and I think it would actually match the actual RGB part of this. They do give you some instructions. I thank you for your purchase from Lian, and some instructions on how you go about going and doing it. Okay, that's all that's in the box. We'll put the box on the side. And like I said, it is a very taut cable, but it actually is flexible. And what you see here is one side goes into your motherboard, which should be this side, and this other side goes to the other part of the ATX power supply. Okay, and then this cable here is the RGB part. That'll actually attach to the module. So let me go get all these unpacked for you, set them all out, and I'll be able to go more in depth with it. All right, guys, it's all unpacked. I left this intact. There was no use taking it out of the bag. This is the actual RGB cable that can go from the controller, which is right here, to the motherboard addressable or the regular RGB header connector. I'm not going to use this. I'm going to save it because I'm going to use this with the control box, and I already have the Lian L Connect 3 software downloaded. So basically what happens is you'll go and you'll mount this box. This goes to the SATA power connector, and as you can tell, it can only go one way because of the L shape. So that will go to the SATA power connector. That'll power this. That'll power the actual box. If you look at the bottom here, there is a connector for I believe it's micro USB, and then there is another connector for the RGB right there. That goes to there. The bottom of this connector actually goes to here. This one on the left, right here. There's a connector on the left and there's a connector on the right. This is if you have the Strimer set for the GPU. If you have the, I believe it's the 3-pin, the 2 8s, the 2 8-pins go there, the 3 8-pins go there, I believe. It is marked in the book, but nothing is marked on there as far as I can tell. But one goes to one and one goes to the other. We're not going to hook that up yet because that part didn't actually come in. And then this bottom one here at the very bottom, or depending on how you're looking at the very top, it will actually go and connect directly to that one. That's the only one that it can go and connect to, and that'll give you the RGB power. Okay, so that's it for that part. But as you can tell, it's a very nice, super thick cable. What I'll do is I'll put a link to everything. The differences between the V1 and the V2. This is the V2. The V1 came out right when I built this computer, which was about 4 or 5 years ago. I wanted to get it then, but time constraints and money constraints and everything else, I put it off. And then I found out that they came out with the V2. Waited to see if there's any type of issues with that. There's not. So this, I'll be able to link it, and on the actual website for the Lian website, it actually shows you the differences between the V1 and the V2. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to link. You can get through the Lian website, but I'll link directly to the software that you have to download to go and do this. Once you load it up, you can control this individually. You can control all the fans individually if you have any of the Lian fans, and you can control the GPU Strimer individually with that. So what we'll go and do is we'll go disconnect everything like we're supposed to, make sure we're nice and safe, disconnect all the peripherals and everything, and then I'll go and I'll show you guys exactly how to install this. All right, guys, since everything's disconnected and everything, we're going to go ahead and take the 2 thumb screws off the back of the top of the case. The other thumb screws off. This slides directly to the rear and up and off. That'll go there. Now this side piece here just lifts straight up, hopefully. This doesn't want to cooperate. Don't forget I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay, that's out. And from this side is actually, let me go and flip it around for you guys. This is the actual glass panel on the front. So I have to be very careful with this because it is very heavy for a piece of glass. Let me set this over onto the side. Okay. Now, forgive me for the dust, but that was the main reason that I wanted to go and do this, so I can clean all the dust and everything off. There is your ATX power supply right there. Right there, dead ahead. It's very easy to unclip. There is just a small clip. Not sure if you could see. Probably not. Because the camera's on the wrong side. But you might be able to see it straight down. There's a little clip all the way right there. You're gonna disconnect that, and then you're gonna push it back through to the other side. So we'll go ahead, we'll discharge any type of static on the metal case. And just gonna go ahead like this. Should just lift off and come right out like that. And there are some other wires, as you can tell, that is around there. So I just want to be very careful about pushing that back through over onto the other side. Just going to leave it right there for right now. Make sure there's enough room. Go ahead and get my cable. Make sure I match up exactly where this is supposed to go. How that goes directly like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make sure it matches up, and it does. Go ahead and center it as best as we can. I'm actually going to pop this so you guys can see right there, that little part right there. And you're just going to want to closer here. There we go. Push in, and then you'll hear a click. Now you're good. You're made it inside there. Now here's the part that's going to be hard with two hands. I'm going to go ahead and place this, the extension, inside there. You'll notice there's a little clip right there, a little ridge. Push that in until you hear a click. Now you want to feed this cable onto the back side here, through here. I'm sure you guys can see, it's really hard to see. Through here to the back of the case. The connections on the front are good. We're all secure. Let's move to the back of the case. All right, everybody, we are to the back of the case now. There's the power supply. This is something that we'll mention here in a little bit. And this is the SATA tray. And it's one big giant piece that sits down inside of here. Two little prongs, or one prong, I can't remember. But you have to take these two bolts out here, these two little screws, and this whole thing will lift off. So you can get access to the power supply. Magnetize my bit real quick so I don't drop any screws, just like I just did. There we go. Put that screw on the side. The screw is right here. And this panel shouldn't just lift straight out. Nope. Oh, there's one more screw right there. See if I can get a little bit of better of a view. That goes right there. Now this whole tray should come out. There we go. Now you have a lot more access to the cables. That is the cable that's coming from here. That is the PSU ATX cable. We'll try to pull this back in as much as we can. There are other fans with this cabling that's connected to there. So I have to go and be very careful. And I have my fan controller here sitting on top of the power supply, and hopefully I can go and get this power cable back through here without having to cut a lot of these off. So let me go and route this back through there, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, and we're back. As you can see, the ATX cable is back through here. The Lian is back through here. Once this fan controller is up and out of the way, it'll make it a lot easier. As you can tell, it tucks away nice. This is the cable that plugs directly into the hub. And where I'm gonna plug the hub in at is this actually sits right inside here, like we showed you before. That sits right inside there, just like that. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and mount the device right here, as close to the bottom as I can, because this part will actually go to a SATA cable, which it'll mount like this. The SATA cable can actually go and connect straight down there into the bottom. That cable will plug right in at the top. And when it sits like that, it won't be bugging anything. It'll be up and out of the way. I'm even thinking about maybe if I could mount it up here, closer to up here. I just don't want to interfere if I have to get an SSD. That's my biggest worry. I believe the SSD can go there, and I believe that one is for something else. But I'm thinking about just mounting it up there, up and out of the way, right here, and just solve the problem completely. Or the other option I have was I was thinking about removing that hard drive tray and getting something and just mounting it on the back here. So we'll see how that goes from there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mount this, and I'll show you guys how to hook it up. And that is where the connector from the Strimer goes to. I just have it going straight to there. And what I'm going to do is temporarily, because there's going to be some more videos to where I'm swapping that box out with something a lot better and better fans. So in the meantime, where this hard drive tray is right here, I'm just going to go and tuck it up in where the hard drive tray is, so it is up and out of the way. Up where the hard drive tray is right here. And all these wires are up and out of the way. This is not interfering with anything. It's just sitting right there. And this cable is done there. So all right, guys, that is where the little mini USB cable goes. That is that lower part right there, and that plugs into a USB 2.0 header on the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and plug that in, and I'm going to route the cable to where I can go down to the front, because it's located at the bottom of the motherboard. It just plugs right into the ATX from the power supply. Plugs right in there. You'll hear a click. It runs down through the front and plugs right into the motherboard. This panel here, I didn't decide that I needed to go and use it right now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and move these things up out of the way. That gets 2 screws there, 1 screw there. I'm going to go and tighten those up. And I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on. And I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to show you guys how to go and install the software. It's that easy. It'll be kind of hard to see, guys. Like I said, I'm trying to shoot with one hand. But if you can tell, I know it's really dusty. I'm trying to shoot with one hand and show you guys. But if you see directly right there, that red and white cable, you see if I can, right there, that is where the USB header is. Directly in the, right above the up here. Right there, that red and white cable. That is a USB 2.0 header. That runs that small USB cable. I ran it, you can barely even tell the bottom right there. and it connects to the module. Once you connect to the module, then that'll work. That's how it gets its power. Okay, like I said, please disregard the dust. I haven't used this computer in a couple months. Okay, here is the software that you'll need. It is the L-Connect 3 software. If it ever goes in, there we go. L-Connect 3 software. It always comes up as this to protect your PC. If it goes and does it, there's a little thing right here. It'll say more info. You click that, and since it did come from Lian website, hit run anyway. You want to run, yes. And then it goes through here. Just hit next, install. It'll go through the installation process. There used to be L2 Connect software, now there's L3 Connect software, and I'll show you guys exactly how to go and do this. Like I said, just disregard the dirtiness of the PC, because all those fans will be getting removed come Tuesday. All brand new fans will be going in, and it's going to get a whole total clean on the inside. Okay, that setup is complete. Hit close. And now it has the L-Connect software on the screen right here. Kind of hard to tell. Double click that, run. This is how it'll come up. It'll come up just like this. The L3 Connect. It'll show your CPU, load, RAM, and GPU. That all comes up just like that. Okay. If you click over on the left, it'll say quick sync lighting. It'll have a rainbow effect. It'll have the speed, the direction, wherever you want. And then you have the Strimer lighting effect. See right here, I have the 24 pin, and then there is an 8 pin. 2 8 pins. Since I have it selected the right way, that'll be like that. If you move the actual switch, it'll do the 3 8-pin connectors, which mine only has 2 8 pins, so I don't need to go and run that. So just select that. You can have every single, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see that or not, but every single LED part of it, which there's 6 sections, you can change every single one to a different color if you want. Or you have the lighting effects here: rainbow, wave, static, breathing, rainbow morph, snooker, mixing, ping pong, paint, runaway, tide, blow up, and meteor. There's all those ones. So you can choose, let's choose meteor and choose red and hit apply. And that's how that is. It goes through the cycle of colors. So say if you didn't want meteor, say if you wanted wave, it'll change it to that. If you want static color, you can change it to red. It's just static, just like that, one solid color. If you want to do breathing, mixing, I have no idea what that is. That almost looks like a police siren. But there are so many other different options that you have. For right now, there's static, there's breathing. There's just a bunch of different ones that you can go and do and mess with it. But you can do that with, say, like white, apply. I don't know why it went to blue, but let's go see if it'll do white. Just make it white, apply to all. That's how it'll be like that. Okay, so that's how you do the software. But like I said, you can make it rainbow, you can make it wave, breathing, snooker, mixing. That is the red and blue. So that's it for the Connect software. Sorry guys, my other camera does not work anymore that I normally make these with, so I'm using my phone. But always, if you like what you see, please drop a like on the video. Please subscribe if you can. I am going to do multiple parts. This is one part of a multiple part series that I'm going to do. That strip, yes, I bought the RGB ones for the GPU. I have a screen that I just put into the back of the computer. I'll show you guys how to do that. And I'm replacing all the fans with brand new Lian fans. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you for all the support and have a good one.